Protein bar review. All right, first protein bar review. It's second last day of our trip to Peru. We traveled a lot of protein bars, so figured this would be a good time before we ran out because we've eaten pretty much every single one.
If you saw the post on Instagram of how many protein bars I actually brought with, you'd be surprised to know that I did actually eat all of my protein bars, as protein is a little bit scarce. Lean protein is a little bit scarce when you travel overseas and you don't have access to a grocery store. So this is the one that we have left. We're going to have to buy more protein bars, the ones that we had showed you, to review when we get back to the United States. However, we're going to do this one today.
Also, quick sidebar. This might be the best view of any protein bar review you could have. This is the hotel we're at in Lima, Peru right now, and the view. Not quite the view we're going to typically have. But today's protein bar review is the breakfast at the ready, or bar, from Redcon. The flavor is crunchy cinnamon bits. This is like a cereal bar. Not the same texture as an extruded bar, so like RX bar. I think one bars are extruded as well. This is more of like a baked, it's almost like a Rice Krispie treat cereal bar. There are a couple other flavors that we have eaten, not in reviews, but they have some pretty good flavors. And just to give you kind of some info on the macros on this, there's 4 grams of fat, there's 20 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber, and 20 grams of protein. So the macros are pretty good on this, especially when it comes to the fat content. The ingredients, I always try and look at the ingredients to see if there's anything really weird in them, or anything that's going to cause basically gastrointestinal distress or have issues. We don't have any intolerance to most foods or any allergies that are too concerning, but still like to take a look. There is malitol on this, and there's chicory root fiber. So if you see inulin on a bar, it's the same thing as chicory root fiber. It's not bad per se, but when you get into sugar alcohols, it can cause a lot of gastrointestinal distress. You definitely don't want to have more than 1 bar a day. It's usually the bars that are super high in fiber that will have a lot of like inulin, malitol, chicory root fiber, erythritol, things like that.
We also don't recommend getting your protein or your fiber specifically from bars, but when you are in a pinch, like traveling, or if you really can't get to a grocery store and you need to get some protein in, we do say that protein bars are a good option to go to.
The only other call outs on here, the sweeteners, there's almost always sweeteners in protein bars. It's going to be really hard to find one without. There is sucralose in this, so if you are avoiding non-nutritive sweeteners like that and going with something either that doesn't have those or something that's more natural, like a monk fruit extract, Lohan Guo, or stevia, this is sucralose. A lot of the bars, a lot of protein shakes in general, use either sucralose or ACE-K, which is acesulfame potassium, as sweeteners. Some people avoid them, some people don't. It just depends on personal preference and how you tolerate them.
Okay, on to the review.
Yeah.
We know that's what you
The
all
protein
came
source
here
in
for.
this is a whey protein blend. That's pretty typical for most protein bars. There is soy protein in there as well. People freak out about soy protein. It's not as bad as you think. Jesse's kicking my chair right now to
because
keep me
he's
straight.
swiveling around. It's really
irritating. Annoying.
Okay.
Okay, this one, crunchy cinnamon bits. They've got like a little drizzle on it. Then that's like the Rice Krispies. I think it's dextrose, brown sugar, and some like rice crisps kind of thing in there.
Yeah,
with like a yogurt coating on there. So it's going to be crunchier. Like I said, it's not an extruded bar like RX bar or one of those like fruit nut date bars. My preference, I mean, I like both of them. I prefer having a little extra texture on protein bars.
I like the crunch. I don't really like the Quest bar. It's too much like Play-Doh. I like this one. It has a good crunch to it. It has a good cinnamon flavor. It is a little bit...
It's not as crunchy and crispy as I was expecting.
It kind of like almost folds rather than breaks, if that makes sense. It's like...
There's no snap. It's not bad. The flavor's good. There's a lot of cinnamon in it. It kind of tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch with like a yogurt coating, which is good. The flavor's really good.
For the macros especially.
I'm expecting like a very snappy crunch, and you kind of just get that out of it. And like I said, it's not the flavor's good. I just wanted a little more break and crunch and snap in it. It's
I'll take
decent.
that.
It's good for 4 grams of fat. Really good for macros. Pretty good flavor. Now, without going into too much detail, I know they have another flavor that's like fruity pebbles or
No, I think it's Lucky Charms.
the flavor on that one's also very good.
Lucky Charms one, I would say is like 9 out of 10 for a protein bar, especially for the macros. This one, I think, it's pretty good. I think that the other one is just better. So if you find the other one, I think it has a better flavor and a little bit of a better texture too. But this one is really good. I would buy again.
Not my favorite protein bar, but solid, good macros. I wouldn't have an issue buying one in a pinch or eating it again as like a pre-workout snack, post-workout snack, something like that. That is Crunchy Cinnamon Bits, Breakfast at the Ready Bar by Redcon.
Once we get more protein bars in the US, we will be doing more reviews. Out.